EPG program in Japanese. We are into paper 5, communication through translation, Hoya Kutsuji Teno communication, module 27, expressions and CPCI, learn while practicing, into 5th module of this series of expressions, and 4th actually with regard to CPCI. The module has been developed together with Saurabh Singh, a trainee of ongoing translation training program of CSIR NISCARE, and acknowledgement goes to Anu Kumari and Surabhi. Both are trainees of the same OTTP course for data collection and the base work. This is what we'll be covering in this module. It's almost same except that the expression picked up is ni kansuru. Rest is same as what we have done in the previous module. So basically, application of CPCI theory and the translation techniques for translating the expressions. Simplification through combination and permutation will be used as it has been used in the last few modules. And handling the expression, in this particular case, we are taking up ni kansuru. Rest the objectives as well as the outcome remain the same as these were in the previous few modules. This is the recapitulation from the previous module, and I think I'll have to request Saurabh to read it out because I'm not able to read it very clear. Wherever I'm stuck, I think you please help me. Generally, one gets confused when comparison is made vis-a-vis the other particles such as ni oite versus ni or de. It is advisable that you should handle one expression at one time. That is, each expression should be handled independently and it should not be mixed with anything else. Neoitic clause, yes?
Usually acts as a topic clause. Application of 5W1H on neoitic and thereafter on the answers thereof connects all the elements.
Okay.
It is advisable to use substitution plus 5W1H combination as it will ease the comfort level as seen in one example.
But this is only if it is required. If there are less number of nouns or if there is nothing required to be substituted, then unnecessary substitution is not required. Yes, please read the next.
As regards neoitic, it usually translates as in. It may not be wrong, but ensure the transfer of essence.
Yeah, this is important that the closest meaning is in, but you have to ensure that while writing in also, it should transfer the essence of neoite. Once again, in all the combinations, it was found that 5W1H plays key role. In particular, application of 5W1H, rendering the target language ensures accuracy further. In the previous modules, we have studied so far ni taisuru, taishotonatte, niatari and nioite, and here in this module, let's see some details about ni kansuru. Let's see some parallel examples first. First is, what is ni kansuru? The ni kansuru is a ni kansuru b, and its translation would be b related to a. So its order is reversed. That's a normal thing in Japanese. And usually ni kansuru comes before a noun and links it to the other noun which follows it, and that establishes the meaning, which is B related to A or B is related to A. Now it depends upon the context. This is will come or it may not come. Let's see some examples that will make the ni kansuru a bit more clear. I think I'll request Saurabh to read out the whole thing.
Seizai ni kansuru komoku.
Okay, both are nouns. Seizai and komoku both are noun, and ni kansuru is coming in between.
Translation is items related to pharmaceutical formulation.
And it's simple. It is related to B, which is related to A. And yes, next example.
Koreisha no ishiki ni kansuru sozo tekina chosa.
Okay, Koreisha no ishiki. So it's ishiki ni kansuru, and then again the next part is what?
Sogo tekina chosa.
Chosa. So it's sogo tekina is adjective, so chosa. So it's ishiki ni kansuru chosa. So it makes no difference. It's B related to A. Now let's see some examples to the practical examples which will translate here. And the disclaimer here again is that the translation given is the final translation, or the second translation given is not the ultimate translation. It is just an improvement over the previous translation. There is no end to improvement, of course, but the translation, final translation which is given here, it certainly requires some more improvement. The final improvement is not shown here deliberately because the difference between the two, that is the initial translation and the second translation, or initial or the final as shown in this particular module, that distinction is required to be shown to build up the relationship between the two, the initial and the final, to come to some learning. Now let's see the first example. So yes, read the first example. Honda wa
shorai no yonrinsha jidosha no beikoku no yushitsu o nanto ni sen kyuhaku rokujugo nen natsu ni taiki osen kenkyu group o henseishi beikoku no taiki osen kisei ni kansuru joho shushu o kaishi shite ita.
Now, while he was reading, I was just thinking, it says Honda wa, so wa you can break, then it says o nento ni, keeping this in mind, and then it says grupo henseshi, that means a group was formed, and then finally it says kaishi shiteta. Kaishi shiteta verb, in the verb form you have to take in, you have to give due consideration to this, but kaishi shimashita or kaishi shiteta is the verb here. And let's apply the 5W1H on this. Yes. First you take out the topic, that is Honda wa, so Honda, and the first question, yes, what's the first question?
Nanio shita.
Hense shita, so hense.
Then nanio.
Actually here it was hense shi, and the last word is shita, that means it's getting connected at the end. So let's put hense only here. Nanio is taiki osen kenkyu group o hense shita. Hense shita is already answered.
Itsu.
There was, I think, period given Senkya Kurokujugon and Natsuni.
Then Soreva Namika Ryu ga aru.
Okay, the ryu is given here, the reason is given here, and that reason is, can you read out Nihon no?
Shorai no.
Shorai no.
Yorin jidosha no beikoku no yushutsu o nanto ni.
Okay, so keeping something in mind, this is the reason, the onento ni, not exactly the reason as the background. So I've slightly deviated from the question. So 5W1H appears, a cakewalk. It gives all the answers very clearly. Apply in combination with frame, till you get familiarized with the application of 5W1H alone. As you saw, the last question was not very accurate question, but if you get used to, the question can also be very accurate. Yes. Continue.
Ato nanio shiteta.
Ato nanio shiteta. So ato, there was one more verb, that is something she, and the she actually should go to the previous verb which we did in the hense she, the first question, and here it should be kaishi shiteta. Okay.
Then nanio.
Nanio is I can't read. Joho shushu shite. Joho shushu o. Okay.
Then nanini kansuru.
Nanini kansuru is beikoku no taiki osen. Osen ni kansuru. Taiki osen or something else. Taiki osen.
Osen kise.
Osen kise ni kansuru. So it's kise ni kansuru is important. Yes. And yes, you will have to read the translation here.
Honda, with their eyes set on future exports of four-wheel vehicles to America, formed Air Pollution Research Group in the summer of 1965 and had begun gathering information related to America's air pollution regulations.
Related to, slightly different from what we did. B related to A, this is slightly getting modified, but related to remains the same. This is example coming. The first is the normal connecting of the components, then the final translation after fine tuning is coming here, and the change made here is and had begun gathering information related to America's air pollution is changing to on America's air pollution regulation. So it's coming from the context. And the comments, can you read out the comments please?
Skillful application can render accurate initial 5W1H translation. 5 tuning only on ni kansuru.
Fine. See, we have done the fine tuning in this particular case. On has come in place of related to for ni kansuru, and the second comment.
Initial equivalent for ni kansuru is related to may be fine tuned contextually here.
Yeah, see, this is this in this particular example, it has been translated as on. This has come as a fine-tuned thing. But if originally when you start translating, you will not get this equivalent so easily. If you get, it's fine. But if you don't get, then just put straight away related to and go ahead with the translation. Let's see one more example.
Jisatsu taisaku wa kuni chiho kokyo dantai chiryo kikan gakko jisatsu no hoshi nado ni kansuru koudou o okonau minkan no dantai sono hoka no kankei suru mono no sougou no messatsu na renkei no shita ni jisatsu jisshi sarenakereba naranai.
Fine. I think there were too many nouns here. Also, that substitution would have been possible, and but without substitution, also it's possible because the terms are not so unfamiliar. And let's apply the 5W1H, and the topic in this case is Jisatsu Taisaku wa as regards the countermeasures. Okay, first question.
Nani ga sarenakereba naranai.
Jisshi sarenakereba naranai.
Nani no moto ni.
Nani no moto ni is missetsu na. What's there? Missetsu na renkei no moto ni.
Dono yona renkei.
Dono yona renkei is again clear. It's a
minkan no dantai sono hoka no kankei suru mono no sougou no missetsu na renkei.
Okay. And the last question.
Soshite dono yona minkan no dantai.
Yeah. Kuni
chiho kokyo dantai chiryo kikan gakko jisatsu no hoshi nado ni kansuru koudou o okonau minkan.
So fine. So all nouns are covered here. Okay. Example 2, and let's see one more example about ni kansuru. Yes, can you read out, please?
Jisatsu taisaku wa kuni chiho kokyo dantai chiryo kikan gakko jisatsu no hoshi nado ni kansuru koudou o okonau minkan no dantai sono hoka no kankei suru mono sougou no missetsu na renkei no moto ni jisshi sarenakereba naranai.
He was reading in a running flow. So obviously it may be difficult to catch if you are even when Saurabh wants to translate, he will also find it difficult. So proper pausing would have helped, but even proper pausing may not help because there are too many nouns. But these nouns are quite known nouns. If you want, then you can leave out of 4 or 3. You can leave out just retain one and leave out others. And the translation for this comes as it is given here. This is actually read. This is actually connecting from the translation which was done in the previous slide. And this is the fine tune. So let's see what has been changed in the fine tunes. What is the first change here, Saurabh?
As regards the counter suicide measures, these
steps has been added here. So these steps
should be implemented under the close and mutual cooperation among the public bodies and other stakeholders, such as the country, regional public organizations, medical institutions, schools that conduct activities related to prevention of suicide, etc.
So this means even if these steps are not added, the translation can be understood. So 5W1H has helped here to a great extent, and this is some further fine tuning done. And what is the fine tuning done here?
The counter suicide measures should be implemented under the ambit of close and mutual cooperation among the country, public bodies, and other stakeholders such as the regional public institutions, medical institutions.
Fine, the rest is same, I think. So the issue here is that the fine tuning has got no end. You can do first fine tuning, second fine tuning, third fine tuning, and ultimate aim of this fine tuning or step by step fine tuning is that you are going closer to the essence which was said in the original sentence, that is in Japanese, and the final will have the same essence, but the style will be style might be same also, but the way of writing the components might be different, the sequence or the way would be different. In a way, it's rewriting. So once you have understood the meaning accurately, then you have done some fine tuning, and when you do the second fine tuning, I think you are capable enough now to rewrite the whole sentence. The only thing you have to do is that you keep the content in your mind and rewrite again from your own mind. This will make the flow very smooth. And yes, I think you will have to read the comments.
In the final translation, it struck to us that the subject is connecting directly to the verb, so as regards is not necessary.
So the first point here is that as regards for subject particle or topic particle va may not be necessary all the time. If it is getting connected directly to the verb or to the later clause, then this can be taken off, maybe in the second fine tuning if it is not possible to do it in the fine tuning, first fine tuning.
This could have been caught if 5W1H plus frame was applied.
Yeah, so this is it could have been 5W1H and what is the other? The frame, in this particular case we did not go for the frame, it was only 5W1H. That if it was combined with the frame, then this could have been easily handled. And if you see here, yes, just read out it.
The frame is jisatsu taisaku wa jishi sayanakereba naru.
And the comment here is important. Just read the comment, the following comment.
The counter suicide measure should be implemented. This is
fine. So the counter suicide measure should be or must be implemented, and it covers the frame, so you don't need to put as regards the. Let's see one more example of ni kansuru. I'll avoid reading the 3.5 line sentence, but let's see, it starts with deva, that is kenkyu ka deva, joho gaku kenkyu ka deva. So in a particular department, and then it says ni kansuru, so keyword ni kansuru, and then it says ni oite, that means related to something, ni oite means in something, and then it says dake deva naku suru dake deva naku, so some action alone is not done, that means something else is done, and that something else is rikaishi, then again rikaishi, and then thereafter o mezashi, and then finally koken shitemasu. So there are few verbs here, so the questions will obviously be asked on o, many questions. So let's see, let's apply 5W1H. The topic in this particular case remains joho gaku kagaku, joho gaku kenkyu kadeva, and you will have to read the question and answer both now.
Nani wo suru korera no keyword ni handen suru koko no gakujutsu ni agimete. Atarashi gakujutsu ya gitsu wo seizo suru dake de naku joho no honshitsu wo rikaishi.
Okay, and then something else is also done. So sore to hoka ni nani wo suru?
Joho gitsu ga jinrui shakai ni ataeru eikyo wo rikaishi.
Okay, some more actions are there. So let's see some more action. Mata sore to nani wo suru?
Joho ni hansuru gitsu ga tadashi hoko ni shinton suru koto wo mezashi.
And then sono ato wa?
Kyoto Daigaku no mezashi chikyu shakai no chouwa aru kyozon no genjitsu ni hiroi imi de no joho gaku no shiten kara koken shitemasu.
Fine. So almost everything is covered here. All the verbs are covered here. Now let's see the connecting all the segments which have come as the equivalent translations for all the answers. And this is there is something red here. That is what?
In the informatics research department.
That's the topic. So rest is fine. I think there is related to is for ni kansuru. Let's see some more fine tuning. And in the fine tuning, yes, I think print is too small, so you'll have to read.
In the informatics research department.
This is fine, same.
In the respective domain.
Okay, so in the is coming 2 times, not very good, but fine. In the
respective domain.
Okay.
Linked to these keywords. Not only the new learning or technology are created, the essence of information, its impact on mankind society is understood.
The rest is same, I think. So let's do some more some more work on this, and I think just read the one.
This is the
yes, so this is the published, means it's not done by as translation, it was available. So let's see the comparison between the two. Yeah.
The aim of Graduate School of Informatics is not confined to the creation of new fields of study related to 3 pillars. More broadly, we explore an understanding of the essence of information and the immense impact of information technology on society. And we pursue advanced information related science and technology in the appropriate directions. According to the goal of Kyoto University, we will contribute from the perspective of informatics to establishing harmonious coexistence within the global community.
So ni kansuru remains same, but rest of the part, if you see carefully, is actually rewritten. All the components taken from the original Japanese sentence, the verbs also taken in your mind, and you understand what's happening with what and what is the sequence, and then you rewrite from your own mind, so it becomes a flow which is different than the original. It's just to show you that the difference comes, and obviously the published translation is a better translation. And the comments are:
in the first translation, use of subject as be makes it more clear to the reader. However, the same sentence can be rendered without using the subject, but in that case, writing style would get changed into passive.
This is very, very clear. When you put something like we, then it gives a clarity, but if you want to avoid that, then you have to make it passive.
The published translation shows that a translator should attempt free translation only after having sufficient knowledge of the content as well as experience in this field.
Yeah, this is very clear. If you attempt writing something in a free manner, which is going to be published, or which is getting displayed for common people, then you should have that strength that to control the words, that you don't say beyond what was written there, and you don't miss out any part of the essence which was there in the original. The CPCI behavior for this ni kansuru, let's see all the examples one by one here. So in the case of Hondawa, the first example, ni kansuru is getting translated as on. Now this on, as I have explained in the example also, it's coming because of the context. Therefore the CPCI category is contextual for this particular expression, that is ni kansuru. And as compared to that, if you see the second example, the ni kansuru is getting translated as related to, and because related to is the core meaning of ni kansuru, so the category is core category here. And in the last also, ni kansuru is getting translated as related to, so it is core. If one person is translating it as related to, it's not necessary that the other person will also do in the same manner, but it is possible that if you do refining logically, then it will come to related to, and it's coming closer to the core meaning. And this is actually a learning here. Yes, can you read out this part?
Ni kansuru establishes that the part of speech that follows is connected, related to the preceding part of speech. This expression carries simple nuance and must be translated simply.
Okay, and the important point which I was trying to say here, that ni kansuru, if we compare with the examples of the expressions that we have done so far, that is ni oite or ni taishte, more than out of the 3 examples, in 2 examples is getting translated with core expression. That means if it is possible that the expressions also get the equivalent which is core to the original expression. It's not necessary that just because it's an expression, so it will always have a meaning which is contextual or implicit type of meaning. And the learning, let's see one by one. The application of 5W1H appears a cakewalk. Apply in combination with frame till you get familiarized with the uses of 5W1H. And combination of 5W1H and frame is an efficient mechanism. Ratio of the two is dynamic, means sometimes it can be 5W1H as main, and sometimes it could be frame as the main, and sometimes it could be 50-50 also. 5W1H or frame renders accurate but mechanical translation. So translation can be rendered in passive form where style changes and direct voice is avoided. And published version, as it was there in the last example, is usually for translation rewritten after you have understood the component very well. The core equivalent for ni kansuru is related to. However, many a times the context specifies the nature of relationship and is referred as on or regarding or concerning, etc. Let's see the learning what we have seen in this module. Application of 5W1H appears a cakewalk. Apply in combination with frame till you get familiarized with the 5W1H application. The combination of 5W1H and frame is an efficient mechanism, and the ratio between the two, 5W1H and the frame, can be dynamic. It could be 5W1H more in one case, it could be frame more in one case, and it could be 50-50 also. 5W1H or frame renders accurate but mechanical translation, and translation can be rendered in passive form where the style changes and direct voice is avoided. Published version is usually free translation, and it is rewritten after full understanding, and this is a bit risky thing, so one should be very confident before attempting this. The core equivalent for Nikansuru is related to, however, many a times context specifies the nature of relationship and is rendered as on, regarding, concerning, etc. Now, therefore, the initial equivalent for Nikansuru is related to, whereas it needs to be fine-tuned contextually. It is interesting to note that the expression, this particular expression, has more core uses. That's all in this module. These are the references which were used for this particular module, and thank you so much for being with me in this module. See you again with few more examples in module 28.